Hi there, in this video I'm going to show you on how you can put one person from one photo and then put that person into another different photo. And fortunately in Canva there are a few tools and features that allows us to do so. So as a demonstration, I'm going to put this woman from this picture into this picture, and of course they are completely separate, taken in a different location, different lighting, different camera, etc. And I'm going to put this woman and hopefully we can get a realistic implementation to this photo. So first, what you need to do is you have to edit the first photo. In this case, I'm going to isolate the woman from the background. There are two ways to do so. You can either use the background removal feature, or you can also use the magic grab feature, which I highly recommend because it usually will produce a much cleaner photo. And so I'm going to select that option right here. And on the click mode, you can select the person. Now, if there are multiple people in the photo, then you might also want to use the brush method where you can select the object manually. But if there is an option to use the click method, then I highly recommend to do so because it is a lot faster. Then click the grab button right here. Now the AI in Canva is doing its work to isolate the person from the background, and then later we can essentially move around this woman into a different picture, and later we can blend the person together with the new photo. Okay, it should be done in just a few seconds. This should not take very long. But then again, it really depends on the picture as well. Sometimes it might take quite a while to finish. And there you go. So we have this woman now separated from the background, and since the background is no longer needed, we can remove it. Click the trash icon and there you go. Now I'm going to put this woman into this photo. So it's really just putting the photo into this area, and you have to put it in an appropriate location. And let's say I'm going to put it right here, and of course you have to be consistent with the proportion of the size of the person in this picture. So you don't want to make this woman to be too small or too big, and the position is also has to be correct. And I think this location is probably good enough. I think if people do not pay close attention, this would look very close. So another thing that you can do to make this photo to blend naturally with the rest of the picture is of course the lighting. And unfortunately it is the area that is kind of difficult to control because it really depends on how the picture is taken. And maybe another thing that you can do is you can adjust the color. So you can click on this photo and then click edit, and you can play around with the coloring. And this is actually the most difficult part because you need to learn on how the color relation would work in a photo. And honestly, I don't really know on how to use this, but essentially you can play around with these sliders and see which one is going to produce a much more realistic result. Or you can also use the auto adjust feature, which sometimes will produce a decent result, but then again it's very subjective. Anyway, there is actually a new blending image feature in Canva that allows you to merge two pictures together. For example, you can see that this woman, the feet especially, it's not really standing on the grass. You can tell that it is very different than the rest of the feet in this picture. And so if you blend these two images together, it should produce a much more realistic result. And there is a new experimental blending feature in Canva that allows you to do so. However, there is one caveat. So first, I'm going to select these two pictures together. You can also use the keyboard key, shift key. You can press and hold the shift key on the keyboard and then select this picture and then this picture, and then click edit. This should bring a new app called Blend. It's still in the beta mode and it might not be perfect every time, but the biggest problem is it's not going to work on every image. So let me show you. I'm going to click on this option and I'm going to blend two images, and we just do wait. And there you go. So apparently there is a limitation. That right now the blend images feature is not going to work if the picture contains faces or people, which is very unfortunate because this tool is very amazing. but I believe this will change in the future. I believe this is happening. They have this restriction because the AI image right now is far from perfect, especially when describing or when generating human body parts. But I believe this will be improved in the future, and hopefully when you are watching this video, this feature is no longer locked for normal objects. It should also work on humans, animals, etc. But just to give you a preview on how this feature works, I'm going to move on the second page, where I'm going to put this picture of this tractor into a different picture. And of course they are different, they are not in the same photo, but if you are using the blend images feature, you can blend these two photos together and the result will be very good. It's not going to be the best, but if you don't pay close attention, it's almost like the tractor belongs to the field. It's really amazing, especially the editing. They're going to add some editing. See, you can see that the tractor looks a bit different, and that's why it's not working on human. But yeah, now you can see that the grass is kind of blocking the wheel a bit, and it makes the whole picture a bit more realistic. So that is the benefit of using this method, but then again, not working at for human and faces at the moment. But hopefully that will change in the near future. Anyway, that's how you can blend two photos together, and also how you can put one person to another photo using Canva. In any case, I hope you find this video to be helpful, and I'll see you on the next video.